You know what I found really funny in the game today was seeing Frank Lampard on the bench, sitting back looking so relaxed, looking so comfortable with that arrogant grin on his face. I love seeing that, you guys. I absolutely love seeing that because that gives me the confidence that Lampard feels like, wow, we're serious now. This team is looking absolutely beautiful right now. Everything's working, the system's working. I'm seeing the things on the field that I want to see. And it feels like Lampard feels confident that his plan is working and coming to fruition. Honestly, you guys, it's very exciting times to be in as a fan. I think that for such a long time, we've all been waiting for this type of eureka moment to happen in the club. You know, with our ridiculously talented state-of-the-art youth academy that's produced so many top-class talents consistently over the years, winning consistently. It was a matter of time until we had to rely upon these guys to take us forwards and take us to the next level. We do that, we sign a manager that plays football the right way, incorporates the youth talent, and now it feels like the entire club is united. Now it feels like everything from top to bottom is working beautifully. Honestly, you guys, this season I feel is going to be a pretty exciting one, and I feel like our future is looking so promising, you guys. But today I'm here to speak about our game against Rennes, 3-0 win today. And to be honest, this was a game I felt like the team were looking to reserve their energy, looking to reserve some of their stamina. Of course, players want to keep themselves fit, and unfortunately for Rennes, the game went absolutely against their favor right from the start. That red card moment, that second yellow that player received, it's the laws. It is the laws, but sometimes when you see how it actually works in real time, when you see how these principles, these laws and the papers are like actually done in game, then you start to notice the disconnect. Then you start to notice how stupid it really is. So to be honest, this was perfect for us. The luck definitely fell in our favor because this meant that we could control the game against Rennes. But to be honest, I thought Rennes were very decent opponents. Of course, they started the game on the back foot, losing Camavinga, losing another talented player in their team as well. It wasn't a full strength Rennes team, but I really feel like next time we play them in the second leg, they're going to be a completely different team, man. I've seen enough today to know that we have to take them serious for that second game. But to be honest, let me start with the lineup first. We see the return of the 4-3-3 now. On social media, people are having some doubts in regards to maybe we're seeing the 4-2-3-1 return. Of course, with Kante playing, maybe that suggests that we are going to use two DMs again, as we've seen during the start of the season. But to be honest, when we ended that game, that 3-0 win against Burnley, Havertz came off and then Kante moved into that position to replace him. So, I really liked how we ended that game against Burnley, because imagine, throughout the season, how many points are we going to get from bringing on players like Jorginho and moving Kante further forward to have more defensive numbers. It's going to be great, but let me just stick back on topic. I'm getting a bit too excited and carried away. I do feel like this was a game where Lampard had to use 4-3-3 because now it's about strengthening the principles. It's about strengthening the tactics, the players' tactical understanding as well. And to be honest, when you see us playing the system, we just look infinitely better. Every player looks perfect. And to be honest, there was one player today that I felt we were definitely missing, and that was Mr. Kai Havertz. Now, against Burnley, the beauty of having a player like Kai in midfield is just how quickly he moves the ball. He's playing the game with just one touch every single time. And when you have him in the midfield, hovering between the lines, finding pockets of space to move into with this type of, class on the ball, it really opens up even more avenues. And I felt like we looked a lot more fluid, especially against Burnley. We were able to see Hakim Ziyech move potentially quite a lot because Kai Havertz was able to replace him down the right-hand side. So Kai was definitely a massive, massive loss in the game today. And I do think that he is one of the most important players in that midfield to really keep our tempo going. Keep that tempo quick, keep that tempo fast, keep that intensity in the game going. So, it's quite unfortunate for Kai. He's got COVID at this point in time. Hopefully he has a really quick recovery. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he's going to be fine. And to be honest, if there was a time to get something as unfortunate as that, maybe now is the best time, because we have quite a few winnable games during this month. We have the international period going up as well. So I do think that Kai will make a return quickly, but the fact that once he recovers, I think he has to take another 2 weeks out before he returns back. It means that we might not see him until the end of the month, hopefully. So good luck to him. I'm sure he's going to be fine. And to continue on with the team today, I want to speak about some of the impressive players that really caught my eye. Starting with Thiago Silva now. One of the biggest reasons why this team is just looking completely different to last season, why our football game has gone to a different level, is because we have a player like Thiago Silva at the back. I mean, this guy is passing out from the back. We haven't had that since David Luiz, so it wasn't too long ago. But having the importance of a player like that really benefits the team greatly, because in modern day football, you start your attacks from defense. Especially if you're a big club and a big team, that's where the attack starts. So to have a player like Thiago Silva who could easily play in midfields, you know, finding players further forward, finding the fullbacks further forward, finding players between the lines, you know, playing incredible switch balls to the fullbacks as well, keeping that tempo going and just playing forward every single time has been a massive help. So I love that. It seems like we're going to be able to use Thiago quite resourcefully throughout the season, which is going to be great for our young defenders to, you know, try and make a name for themselves. And of course, we get to keep Thiago Silva for the best games. But if he keeps his form up, I feel like we might have to obviously give him another contract and keep him here again. I think Thiago is mentioning that he could potentially stay here for at least one season. But with the level of performance he's showing, I think that this is the guy that we have to keep here for as long as possible, you guys. But anyway, moving on, let's move on to the goals. And today, Timo Werner was our guy. Now, I was a tiny bit frustrated that Timo wasn't able to get that hat-trick. I think that would have been great for him. And I think today, Timo was decent. I thought he did great to win his first penalty. Of course, the first touch wasn't great, but then the acceleration afterwards to just dink that ball away from his man. It won us the penalty, and then he confidently took that goal. And I really think that moment kind of summed up his entire game for me today. I thought there were good moments of quality mixed with some moments of inconsistency. So I think Timo was sharp. It's great that he was on the score sheet. I mean, when you sign a striker for this type of money, you want him to score all the time. So it is really that simple. And it's good that Timo is going to now take his confidence from today into future games. And of course, whenever strikers are scoring, it's always going to be a great moment for the team. But moving on, Tammy Abraham gets the third goal. And I was really happy that Tammy was able to get on the score sheet, because I think this season he has played such a great team part. He's got so many good assists. He's been so involved in all key attacking moments. And I think playing in this false nine role in a more like complete forward role really suits Tammy Abraham, because we get to see more of his game. I think that Tammy has very good close control. At times, because he's constantly making runs in behind, we don't get to see that all the time. But I'm starting to get the impression that Tammy knows how to use his body a bit better now. You know, he understands the intensity he has to play at. He understands his defenders in the league and, you know, how to match up against them. And with his abilities to go up tight against you or even running behind you, and of course find space inside the box as well, because I thought he took his goal really well. Great finish, of course, concentrated really well, connected very nicely with that ball. And that's what Tammy Abraham is about. He's always been a poacher, but to see his development continue to grow and grow and grow, I really think that he'll play a crucial part for us in this generation of Chelsea. I think that he's going to be so useful for the team. And yeah, a very good game from Tammy Abraham. Of course, the second half comes, and this was a great opportunity for Lampard to start to rest players. So of course, players like Ziyech went off, Havertz, and of course Ziyech, I thought he was very good today. I thought he looked very dangerous. He nearly produced one of the most outrageous moments in this year's Champions League with that, you know, control in the air and then that incredible outside of the foot volley shot. This is why you sign Hakim Ziyech. These are the moments that he can bring to a team. So I thought he was very dangerous today. And of course, other players came on like Emerson, Cover, etc, etc. I thought that Cover is still looking quite rusty. I've been mentioning throughout the start of the season that Cover's not looking his normal self. He needs a bit more time maybe to get back to full speed. And I guess the unfortunate thing for him now is just the formation change. And now that players like Mason and Kai are now like additional midfield competition, it does mean that Cover right now is kind of far down in the pecking order. So let's hope that he gets back to full speed. I have to see more than I saw today. It wasn't too great. And to be honest, I have to mention Jorginho a tiny bit as well. Yeah, he kept the tempo going very well. He played the ball very quickly, but for me, it's those forward passes. There's not enough quality in them. Every time the ball's going off the field, left, right, and centre. When you have a forward line like us, you need that consistent quality. So I was a bit frustrated with this performance today. Personally, I thought that Rennes showed some decent moments in the second half, of course being down to 10 men, but this was quite comfortable for us. At times the sloppiness wasn't great, but I kind of feel like this game today was just an opportunity to, kind of reserve some energy. And I think, and of course, throughout a season, you need to have a tactical approach. Of course, every single month, that the manager is running through all the competition for that month and how they're going to approach certain games, what the plan's going to be for this game and that game. And this has to be the case because it's not like after every single game, players have like a week off before the next game. So, this was the path of the game for us. Lampard was very happy, great to see. And to give my closing thoughts, I want to speak very briefly about, for me, the best player today, and that's Rhys James. Not even the best player today for me, probably our best player this season. I think this consistent top class quality he's been showing. I mean, the distribution this season's going to a different level. Consistent, dangerous delivery. Incredible defensively. I don't remember anyone skipping past him. Recovery, intelligence, how he moves into midfield, the creativity he's added down that side. We were seeing him doing little roulades on the field, you guys. But for me, this is a special player this club produced. This is a world-class player in the making that we produced. His mentality, the intensity, the way he plays, the seriousness. The player has to have that for himself. And just seeing the man that Rhys James is, his efforts that he's making for charities. Let's support these kids. Let's get these kids some foods. I think Rhys James is a shining light for the club right now. For me, Rhys James is a massive credit to this club. Incredible player. And again, for me, probably our best player throughout the season. So you guys, on that note, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. Thank you for watching. I'm the EFC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos.